who is back again this evening with another episode in her series Unveiled, a series that sees Antonia share special pieces of art to put into her personal museum. And tonight, she's got the Greek goddess of love.
My name is Antonia, and this is my series Unveiled, where I choose and explore the objects and artwork that I would house in my imaginary museum. In this episode, a dust sheet drops to the floor to reveal a small glass display box. Inside this cabinet resides not a single larger-than-life statue, but rather a group of mini statuettes of all different sizes and colours. One is a figure of a half-naked woman, her skin now rusted bronze, who clasps a piece of fabric that drapes across her shoulders and hips, with one hand gently raised to hold a now missing mirror. Another undressed woman, presented this time in bright white marble, gracefully bends down to remove her sandal in a pose that is more elegant than functional, accentuating the soft curves of her figure. In a deep terracotta green, and just a few inches taller, another woman mimics this pose, attempting to adjust her footwear while a thin headband holds her curled hair in place. Although these naked women vary significantly in both size, colour and material, they all share essential elegance that invites the viewer to gaze upon them. Their heads all turned to the side, they seem unaware that they are being observed in the act of something so simplistic as tying a shoe strap. There is a reason as to why these figures can all be so different, but at the same time remarkably similar. Each of the statuettes depicts the Greek goddess of love, Aphrodite, and are from around the 2nd to 1st centuries BC. Although it is not known whether the pose of Aphrodite adjusting her sandal derives from a particular original statue, the popularity of showing the goddess either pre- or post-bathing does follow on from one particular 4th century BC statue by Praxiteles, called the Aphrodite of Knidos. This statue rose to fame as one of the first depictions of a nude woman in Greek art, and its ability to engage and seduce viewers has not changed throughout the centuries. I first came across these statuettes during an out-of-hours tour of the British Museum whilst researching for an essay about the impact of Greek art on the community. What struck me most about these varied but almost identical statues was the idea of personalization. The regular, everyday owners of these small figures must have gazed upon magnificent public statues like the Aphrodite of Knidos and desired their own miniature to enjoy and present in pride of place in their own home. These statuettes bring the public into the private, which reminded me of the items found in souvenir shops on holiday. From experience, the objects brought from these places later become a reminder of events and feelings from a certain time and place. Like souvenirs, therefore, these mini statuettes are personal holders of memories, not just an imitation of a grand and beautiful public statue.
That was Antonia Rogers with episode 3 of Unveiled. And Antonia joins me now for a bit of a catch-up. Hello, good evening.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, I'm alright.
I heard you may have a bit of a cold, but you're feeling good.
Yeah, a little bit croaky.
I can totally relate to that, don't you worry. Now, that was another great piece, another great addition to the show today as part of your Unveiled series. Now, you said you discovered them on an out-of-hours tour of the British Museum. How did that come about?
So I was researching this essay and I sort of really wanted to see the pieces in the museum. So I decided there was about our tour and I was like, I'll go on that and have this lady sort of walk around, and she told us all the history behind all these different statues and pieces of artwork. And it was really interesting to hear the story behind them And the sort of the pieces that you might just walk past and just sort of, not take a second look at, like these sort of mini statuettes, you might think that they're not so as impressive as a massive, like larger than life statue. But in reality, they're sort of something so personal, and that kind of really sort of jumped out at me with the community aspect of art, and they sort of just stuck with me for just how beautiful and small, and also how personal, and sort of how much, like, as a modern day, like, we can relate to people into the ancient world, wanting to take these home and have them in their houses, and that's something really special, I think.
Oh, that's so special. It's so cool. And I know through these series and your previous series as well, Alternative Stories, that you love Greeks and mythology. And apparently you've been on a summer camp. I want to know everything about that.
Yeah, so I've just got back from the JACT Greek Summer School, which was just an absolutely incredible experience where I spent 2 weeks trying to learn ancient Greek, and it was quite humbling because I ended up in the sort of the bottom of the bottom set, but it was just an absolutely amazing time. It was wonderful being with sort of 300 people who are all equally excited about ancient Greece and want to spend sort of 2 weeks of their summer not only learning Greek but also kind of going to lectures and seminars from university professors that were there teaching us, and putting on a Greek play and just doing fun evening stuff as well. Like, there was a rave cave and karaoke and just so many just fun activities to take part in from people. Like, my friendship group ended up being not only all across the UK, but also I knew people from Switzerland, Italy, Germany, and just all these people who love classics so much coming together. It was just an absolutely fantastic experience that I cannot recommend enough.
Oh, that sounds so cool. It sounds like you got a lot out of it, and it's also just good to spend a bit of time in summer to reconnect with people that are like you, right?
Yeah, definitely, and that was one of the most amazing things. It's just meeting so many friends as well, because you sit there and you go, oh my gosh, I am competing for like university places with all the people here. But what's amazing is that you will probably end up sort of spending the next 3 years of your life with them in a new place, which is just making those connections as well. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Oh, well, you're going to do great things for the future. I know that for sure. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us again today, and thank you for another episode. I look forward to the next one, and I hope you rest up and, feel better for next time.
Oh, thank you for having me, and hopefully, yes.
Take care, Antonia. So that was Antonia, a regular social contributor, back today speaking about, her love for Greek goddess. Speaking about the Greek goddess of love.